What's up, everybody? It's Kenny Cummins here on this last day of January 2023. Pretty cold out there, icy, cold Kentucky. I hope everybody's staying warm, being safe, and everything. My first guest of the evening is a recording artist from Berea, Kentucky. He is an instrumentalist. He's a songwriter, a singer, a poet. He actually has a show coming up later on this evening in his hometown, and he's actually taking the time to chat to yours truly, and I appreciate him. Um, he goes by the name of Tyler, but his goal also goes by Velveteen Habit. He's with me right now. How's it going, man?
It's going well. How are you today, Kenny?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for your time. Very, very busy evening for you, as stated. So great
My
chatting with
pleasure.
you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Um, just talk about, man, you getting into music. How did it start off for you?
How did I start off with music? Man, I've been writing songs since I was a little kid. Um, I would say, as early as primary school, like third grade, I was performing for uh, my third grade class. I didn't play any instruments or anything that like that, but I was, writing songs and just singing in front of the class. It all came very, very natural to me. Um, I don't know, it's been sort of an interesting, like very organic experience for me coming into being a musician. It was like anything that I sort of picked up that was a musical instrument. I think the first thing that I learned how to play was a melodica. And when I say learn how to play, I just mean like got sounds out of, if that makes any sense. It was a melodica that I found up at this property that my family used to own in. It was like a cabin, a roundhouse cabin up in Jackson slash Estill County. Um, so like that was probably like the first instrument that I ever played. Um, and then like toy keyboards and stuff like that. It never really occurred to me that I don't know, like, it never occurred to me that I could be a musician or play music or write songs. I didn't have any sort of, like, direction, I wasn't pushed in the music in the way of, like, becoming a musician. It just sort of happened over time, like, I was just like, eventually I gained access to, like a Casio keyboard. Um, I think the first song that I learned was, like, a Coldplay song, uh and then I learned an Incubus song, "Here in My Room" from the, Crow Left of the Murder album. Um, and then, like, when it comes to singing and stuff like that, uh, it was kind of a weird thing. Like, I was in 8th notes in elementary school, like, which was like an after-school chorus program for young kids that showed, I guess, some sort of talent. But it wasn't really until my junior year of high school that I like really, really started singing. Um, it was it's kind of a funny story. Um, I was in a reading class because I tested poorly for like a reading. It was like a school wide audit to identify who the worst readers in the school were, to put them into a special class, which, after they completed the class, if we tested higher, then, the school would be given some amount of money or something like that. I'm not really sure the specifics. But anyway, the teacher for the class brought in a karaoke machine at some point, and without really thinking about it, it was that Kid Rock and Cheryl Crow song, "Picture," that came on. I sang to that, and everyone like sort of had a a reaction to it, like, "Wow, we didn't know you could sing," and I was like, "I can I sing?" and and then I joined choir the following semester, and then I went to Allstate the following year, and that's when I really started. At that point, I borrowed a guitar from a friend. I started writing my own songs, and sort of picked up steam from that point on. That's when I really started writing songs and playing open mics and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, definitely a journey for you, just getting the feel of things.
Yeah.
And, as a musician, you go through life and see what inspires you. You
Hmm.
go into situations. Um, Music is definitely based off either um, your situations or someone else.
Hmm.
But either way, someone's going to hear a song or two and feel like they is relatable. It's coming from a good place, being coming across as authentic per se. And with music, man, it makes you feel something. It's gonna make you feel happy. It's gonna make you feel sad. Make you cry. Make you all sorts of ways. But one day you put a song out, and someone's feeling something, then you did something. You made a difference in that person's day. Whether you performing live or somebody's hearing your song through the radio or the CD player, if people actually still use those these days, or
I
just
remember those.
yeah, I still see. I'm probably one of the few people that still use those, and I only use it like when I'm on an airport flights or whatever. People like to use the phone for that. I guess I'm just old school at this point in that regard. But yeah, that's just me. Um, so man, as far as music, man, like how people like to put artists in a box.
Yeah.
People love to dissect and figure out who, what kind of music does this artist or band do. So, in your case, how would you describe the type of music that you do?
So, you know, it's probably, I don't think any artist wants to be put into that box. Maybe they do. I guess it just depends on their goal. My goal is definitely just to inspire others, give them maybe a different way of looking at a situation, or uh, you know, approaching subjects from just a different vantage point. Um, and so I guess as broadly as I could define it would just be indie. Like, whether it's, some of my stuff is definitely more bluesy. Some of it is, like, I've heard people say it's jazzy in some cases. But I have definitely more like singer songwriter esque music as well. That's like, I guess, just more like straightforward folk kind of stuff, but like indie folk. Um, but I've also dabbled in some electronic type stuff, and I don't know. That's a very good question. uh, but I guess I just call it indie because I feel like it's broad enough to where it's all inclusive. Indie folk, indie rock, indie pop, maybe that kind of thing.
So, I actually got to hear one of your songs. Um, the song that I've played before you joined the Zoom here is your latest, which came out on Valentine's Day last year. Meet Me in Montauk. I think that's how you pronounce it, Montauk.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, yes, I got that one. Got a little tricky there. You put that song out on Valentine's Day last year,
Hmm.
and you released a song in 2020 called Wicked. So both of those songs are available through um, the platforms, and I believe it's under your actual name, Tyler Duvall. So I was looking Velveteen Habit. I'm like, wait a minute, where you go? Then I, and then
Yeah, Velveteen Habit is definitely a new moniker.
yeah,
Um, but yes, yeah, the 2 songs that I do have available on multiple platforms would be Wicked and Meet Me in Montauk under my real name, Tyler Duvall.
and speaking of music, indie music in particular, local music, I see. I think that's Mama Says String Band shirt that you wear.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
representing.
yeah. Shout out to the to those individuals. Very lovely group of musicians there. Love them to death. Shout out to them.
Shout
So
out.
yeah, absolutely, man. Support local music, y'all. Local music. We love supporting local music on this show. So I see you are performing at Webble Studio and Lounge at your hometown at Berea later on this evening. So
Yep.
talk about that. How are you feeling about the show on Tuesday night, last day of the month? How you feeling about it, man?
So, this is actually just the weekly open mic that they host,
Okay.
which is definitely it's awesome. Not to like downplay it. I try to hit it every single week. It's a great open mic. There's a lot of local talent. You know, a bunch of the Berea College kids come up. We got poets. We've got songwriters. Um, I mean, we've had dog trainers. We had a guy tell a story that he wrote while he painted a picture, sort of illustrating, you know, what the story was all about. He did this in real time with watercolors. Uh, so yeah, there's a lot of really great talent, and it's definitely a great open mic, and that's every Tuesday. Signups are at 6 p.m. and the first act gets started at 6:30, and they pretty much go till until everybody decides to go home. It's usually around 11 p.m. though, um, so that's something that I do every week. Um, but I'm feeling great about that. Yeah, I love going to that open mic. Um, I haven't decided what I'm gonna play yet. But I'm just gonna kind of go with what I'm feeling once I get there. I sometimes I'll just like hang back and like wait to decide until until I sort of feel the energy from the last performer, and then based upon that, should I take it down with something like slower and more contemplative, sadder maybe, or should I like do I need to bring the energy back up? Have we hit a valley and now we need to like bring it back up? Um, but yeah, yeah, that's what I'm doing later tonight, and probably next week as well.
All right. So this is a open mic at Webble Studio and Lounge. It's on every Tuesday.
Mhm.
So get your sign up around 6:30 ish, and the open mic will be going on pretty much throughout the evening. So if you are an artist, an aspiring artist in the Berea area, and you're looking just to get your perform in front of a crowd, if you're looking to network, if you're looking just to
Mm.
test the waters a bit, it's definitely a good start. Um, Tyler here will be there later this evening. So it's about 7:11 right now. So it's already in progress. So he'll be performing later on. So again, I appreciate you taking the time to doing this interview and everything. Um, so music wise, onto the music side of things. So you got two songs on the platforms already.
Mhm.
Um, could we expect some more new music on the horizon for you at some point this year?
Absolutely. So I don't have a set release date, but either I'm thinking June 21st is that's what I'm shooting for a full, well, not a full length album. I'm shooting for an EP. Essentially, the idea is to have an EP for all 4 seasons. So, obviously starting with summer, and then moving to fall, winter, and then spring. And trying to sort of build maybe not storylines, but just have the theme centered around each season. Um, so that's the plan right now. I'm currently in my bedroom slash recording studio. Um, so it will be completely home recorded. I just recently acquired an Akai mini MIDI controller. I've had really nice software to use for a pretty long time, but I just haven't had the financial resources to put into acquiring things like the MIDI controller and stuff like that in order to make the creative process like using MIDI instruments and things like that more streamlined. So I've been sort of just using like my computer mouse to like select the length of each note. Uh, if I'm trying to do like a backing track like bass or organ or whatever it is I'm working on, when it comes to like building instrumentation for the songs that I'm recording. It's been a very, very tedious process, but now that I have this controller, I think that it's going to be a lot easier to get that done, get that first EP finished and released. So shooting for June 21st. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. Either way, that's what I'm working towards. Definitely working towards releasing these, 4 EPs, one for each season, and then maybe I don't know, maybe at the end of that, like taking the bulk of those EPs and creating like a full length album, something that does actually tell a story. I've always um well, I appreciate albums that sort of have a storyline or have like a seamless, transition between songs all the way through. I think that's really cool. Like a
Oh,
concept album. That's kind of what I'm talking about. That'd be cool.
so to clarify, you saying a EP per season?
Yeah.
That's what we're going for here? Okay.
Yep. Like 3 or 4 songs.
Okay. Gotcha. So June 21st is what he is shooting for. And also to clarify, this will be through Velveteen Habit.
Correct.
Okay. So there we go. Velveteen Habit, new EP, the first of a series of EPs will be coming tentatively on June 21st. The key word I said there is tentative. Um, that's a word that I see a lot at my job as far as the weekend schedule, trying to see if we're working on a weekend or not. So I know people don't like that word, but got to make sure everything is lined up the way it needs to be. And he's coming for some new music. So that's all y'all need to know. So go check him out at Weber Rebel Studio and Lounge later this evening in Berea, Kentucky. And you are an artist or poet, or you have a gift you want to express to anyone, that is where you need to go. They are on every single Tuesday. So go check it out. And so are you going to be doing some other shows other than open mics, like not just in Berea, but some other areas in Kentucky?
So the next show that I have scheduled, other than the weekly open mic, of course, is well, you can't really see it back here, but I'm doing a festival.
Okay.
I'm doing a festival. It's for the Berea Earth Warriors concert series,
Okay.
and it's like a benefit concert that they host. They host one in the spring, and then they host one in the fall. Right now, I'm sure that they're looking to expand, but it's going to be going on 2 days, Friday and Saturday. That's going to be April 21st and 22nd. I'll be performing on the 22nd at 2 p.m.
Gotcha. So that is Going to be a 2-day event there at Berea, Kentucky. $15 per day, free
Mhm.
camping. So if you feeling adventurous uh, and want to enjoy some live local music, go check that out. I'm seeing the list of performers here. Fighting Futures, I love them. They'll be
Mhm.
there. New developments. I just seen them perform at Al's Bar a couple weeks ago with
Nice.
Jockey Onassis and Tona Jones. Uh, and oh, one of my good friends, Jess Murray. She's the R&B artist. She's gonna be there on the 21st. So they got a variety of music for 2 days in Berea, and hopefully the weather will be a lot more decent, a lot more warm by then. That's all we can hope for.
That's what
So
we're hoping
go
for. Fingers
fingers
crossed.
crossed for that, because man, it it took me, man, like 10, 15 minutes to defrost the car this morning.
Oh, no.
Um, and I'm lucky I made it to work on time. So I'm waiting for spring to get here. So maybe we can
You and me both.
get to the 50s and 60s, which is a little bit more manageable. Hoodie weather, you know. So, that type of deal. Um, but man, thank you for doing this interview, man. Check him out. Velveteen Habit is the name, and he has a website, livingsounddelusions.net. And go check that website out. He's and check out his music. His two songs under Tyler Duvall on the platforms, and go check him out, man. If you're gonna be at the lounge tonight, go enjoy some live music and entertainment, and support these local musicians, man. Tyler, great chatting with you. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get ready for your performance later this evening. But thank you, man, for your time. I'm looking forward to your new music coming in, tentatively in June, and see where it goes from there. But and again, man, shout out to you, man, for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Kenny. I really appreciate you for having me. If I could just give a shout out to my buddy Cameron Schaefer
Yeah,
at Living Sound Illusion Studios. He's the one that is, well, he and his partner are the ones that are hosting the benefit concert series, as well as Cameron produced and recorded and helped me with those two tracks that are available. So, big shout out to my buddy Cameron. I love you. And Kenny, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
appreciate you, man. You enjoy the rest of you enjoy your show, enjoy your performance, enjoy the rest of the night, enjoy the rest of your week, and maybe we'll cross paths at some point
I
this
hope
year.
so.
All
I
right,
hope so.
man. You have a good night, man.
All right, you as well. Thanks.
All right, bye.